Okay, so today we are going over volume. So pretty much what the volume is everything that you could put inside of this shape. If you were to think about, I don't know, let's say a fish tank right here. What you're going to think about is how much water is going to go inside of this fish tank. And that kind of gives you an idea of what volume is. So let's go back to the front part and let's talk about the value of a triangular prism. So the triangular prism is going to be everything that you can put inside of here. And it's really simple because what you're doing is that you're taking the length times the width, which is 7, times the height, which is 6. And then you have to divide it by 2. That's the biggest thing. We know that when we were talking about the area of a triangle, we did the base times the height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. So whichever one makes your little heart happy for you to remember. So the only thing that we're adding on is the length of this. So if you were to look at this triangular prism, you're going to do 7 times 4 times 12, and then you're going to divide it by 2. So if we were to look at this in the calculator, let me go grab a calculator real quick. You are going to do 7 times 4 times 12, and then divide it by 2. So the volume for this one is going to be 168 cubic centimeters. So that's what your answer is going to be for this one. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy down here, and we're going to do our guided practice. And you have the worksheet for this one as well. So for the volume, and the only thing that we're working on today is going to be volume. You are going to take the length, 10 centimeters, times 6, times the height, which is 8 centimeters. And don't forget, the biggest thing is that you have to divide it by 2. So the volume for this one is 10 times 6 times 8 equals, divided by 2 equals 240 cubic centimeters. So that's pretty easy for the triangular prism. Now on the back side, let's look, and once again, we are going to look for the volume, which is length times width times height. And that is for a rectangular, the rectangular prism. All right. So on here, we know that it's going to be 6 centimeters times 3 centimeters times 4. And you only divide it by 2 if it's a triangular prism. So if we do that, let's take and clear that. So 6 times 3 times 4 equals 72 cubic centimeters. And once again, tomorrow, like I said before, we're going to go back to the surface area. Now, on this one, it says the Amazon box is shaped like a cube. So remember, the cubes are pretty much squares, okay? So we know with squares, all the sides are the same. So with this one, it tells us the box is 10 inches long. So you're going to do 10 times 10 times 10, and that's going to give you 10 times 10 times 10 is going to give you 1,000 inches cubed. There we go. And that's what we have for this one. So tomorrow we're going to go over surface area, but remember today this is going to be, we went over volume. So length times width times height is for our rectangular or cube volume. And then for our formula for a triangular prism, it's length times width times height. And remember, you have to divide it by 2.